Thought I might try something different today. I've been subscribing to the Daily Byte, which is a tech interview service. They send you a daily question, usually pretty simple and very basic, bare bones, but I thought I can go through each one depending on whether I have some time or not. So today's question is valid palindrome with removal. This question is asked by Facebook. Given a string and the ability to delete at most one character, return whether or not it can form a palindrome. You know that a palindrome is a sequence of characters that reads the same forwards and backwards, and they give you a few examples here, and that's it. So since there's really not much else, I'm going to just kind of visualize what I think they're going to be asking for. So let's just start with creating a couple test cases. Let's say we have race car. We know that this is a palindrome, right? And if we could only remove at most one character, what's one way that we know it's not going to be a palindrome? So if I put X and Q at the beginning and end, we know that this is never going to be a palindrome if you can remove only one character. At the same time, let's just do a couple more. With these, I will just input X right here. This would be able to create a palindrome if we just remove the X. And here I'll just put X somewhere in the middle, like right there. So technically this should be like false, true, true. How would we go about doing this? Well, let's write our function. I'm going to call it remove perm, I guess, and we will input a string. And what I'm going to do is basically just check. I'll create like a temp string with one character removed, and I'll have to check every single one. I will check each one of these if a palindrome exists, if it's a valid palindrome, and if it is, we just return the true. Otherwise, we can return a false if we get through every single possible one character removal string. So here I'll write a function called permutation, and this I'll pass in t. And if you recall, what we do is usually have two pointers and just go from the beginning and end to check if each character is the same all the way until we meet the middle. So all that would mean is L pointer would be 0 and R pointer would be the length of t minus 1. So while left is less than right, what we're going to do, we'll check to see if they're the same or not. And if it's not, we can immediately return a false. So if TL does not equal TR, then return a false immediately. Otherwise, we're going to increase our L and decrease our R. All right, so now we have our function to check that. What I'm going to do is create a temp string for each possible one character removal. So for, let's say, I in range of length of S, which is the original string that we inputted, we will check, okay, create a temp string. So that's just going to be string from this, like from the beginning all the way to the I, plus we want to remove one character, so I plus 1 all the way to the end. Okay, and that's going to create every single possible temp string that we can think of when we remove one character. So here we'll just check, all right, if perm mutation, I shouldn't say permutation, it's palindrome, I don't know why I thought permutation there, okay. Pal, if palindrome, then we're going to return a true immediately because we've found one. We said, okay, this is a palindrome, so return a true. Otherwise, if we get through this entire loop and we can't find one, we return a false. So let's see if this worked or not. I'll print test 1, and I'll do that for all the tests. Okay, so let's see. Here I'm going to just do it through the terminal, daily byte. Oh, they're all false. What did I do wrong here? Okay, let's see. I have to return a true, obviously, yeah. I have to return true here if that equals true. So let's try that again. And there we go, true, false, false. And I could just show you how this thing kind of works. If we just print our temp string and just show, you can see that I'm checking every single possible word where we remove one character, right? And I should actually think, what would happen if I don't want to remove a character, like if it's just race car? If that was the case, would this still work? It seems to still work. Okay, that's good, because I guess the 0, 1 will check to see if we just don't remove anything. Would it still... no, that's not true. Race car. Oh, okay, I see. It's because we're just removing the E. So actually, that's one thing I need to check in the very beginning. If the string is palindrome, like the original string is a palindrome, we should also return true right there. So that's one thing to check. Oh, and kind of falling out there. Palindrome. So false, true, true. This one, the last one, we just used race car, and that should be it. All right, so what a mess, but hopefully that explained my approach pretty well, and I'll see how this does. Like, maybe I'll continue to do this if I have time. All right, so thanks for watching my channel, and remember, do not trust me, I know nothing.